So about the same. About the same. So tell me, how do we get the period now? Divide by 3. Okay, we take our time, which is the time divided by cycles, right? Which is what period is the amount of time for a complete cycle. So our time divided by cycles, we get, say, 10.3-ish divided by 3, which is going to be how much for a single period?
3.3.
It's like, isn't it something like that? Somewhere right around there? Ish. Okay? Ish. My favorite number.
Wait, so will that ratio like hold true like if we did 20 cycles?
We'd have to test it and see, but
in theory.
in theory, yeah, it should be roughly the same. Okay? What do you think would make it change, Alan?
Different variables
Like gravity,
friction, wind.
friction, wind. What can we do in here to change it and see if we can get it different?
Temperature of the air.
Change the force, temperature of the air, maybe.
The height you started from?
How did I start it from? Okay. That we could do an easy change. So why don't we start from a lower height? Okay? Let's see what happens. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Stop. 9.7, 9.6. Let's try here. 1, 2, 3, go. 2, 3.
9.5. 0.5.
So if we were to take and divide that, start here. Here I'll count us down. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Stop. Is it making much of a difference? No. Turns out it doesn't matter where we started out, we get about the same period. There may be a little bit of difference in that it's rubbing a little bit differently, or yeah, the air molecules dragging against it would maybe be a little bit different, or whatever. I mean, that slows it down, you get some friction. You do. If we were able to get rid of all the friction, it would come back exactly where we're supposed to every time, right? We wouldn't lose any energy out of it to other stuff like heat. But in this case, we're getting it back about the same time, and we're seeing that that doesn't make much of a difference, the location. Okay? It's partly why pendulums are so good for timing stuff. It's because as time goes on, it doesn't really matter if it dies down and loses a little bit of energy. The timing aspect of it still stays pretty true. Okay? Let's try down here. Real low. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Stop. So still getting pretty close to 6. A little over 3 seconds for the period. Okay? What else could we try?
Force.
Changing the weight, changing the mass. Okay, let's try it.